That's what I figured. Me and Coach Morris, obviously today was the last day that we'll really, evaluate those guys. And, like we've said all along, hopefully sooner than later, we'll be able to name somebody. We'll sit down as a staff and, talk about it. Coach Morris, and I know Coach has probably told you that, he has one more vote than everybody else. So, all we can do as a quarterback room is continue to get better, and whoever we decide to go with, they got to be in a position to lead our offense and get our unit in the end zone. That's the main thing. So that's where we're at. I'm hoping that next couple of days we'll know something. I know Coach has his radio show tonight and some other things, so probably won't be within the next couple of days, I'd imagine. But we'll try to get some identity pretty soon.
One do better than the other today?
It's so hard to tell, to be honest with you. I know that Ben had a couple times where he pulled the ball down and ran, and Coach has a quick whistle, which I'm totally fine with that. We can't afford to get either one of those guys hurt. We had a coming out situation where Nick wanted to run a quarterback sneak, and I wouldn't let him. Just those kind of situations right now is just not necessary to get those guys in, put those guys in jeopardy. So we'll go back and look at the film. I do know that there was a couple drops. Obviously, we limited some guys today as well. We couldn't afford to lose anybody else. I mean, shoot, it feels like every time we go scrimmage, we lose a couple guys. So it's been tough, but today was good because we didn't get anybody hurt, and that was the main focus of today, was to get our work in, make sure we get good work, and keep everybody healthy, and that's what we were able to do with holding some guys out on the offensive line, at receiver, and at running back. So, we got to get our best unit on the field next week and be ready to go.
How many plays did you run?
It was about 80 scripted. I don't know if we got to all of them or not, but it was about 80 that we, had originally planned on running. I'm not sure exactly what the number was.
It might be a weird question, but do you guys solicit feedback from wide receivers, like what do you guys feel on the quarterback? It's trying effort, or is it all coach?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
Film says enough.
Yeah, film says enough, and we're out there with those guys, and Coach is in just about every one of our quarterback meetings and hearing the questions I'm asking and seeing who's answering them right, and everything counts, and whoever we put out there, I don't really, the receivers don't really have a say so, and so whoever we put out there, they seem to worry about their job and catch the ball and make plays and go score touchdowns.
Last year, both quarterbacks played in the opener. Do you foresee that happening?
We'll see. Again, we'll talk to Coach. I'll talk with him. It could possibly be a possibility, but I think that we've seen enough of both of them now that we can make a decision and live with it. And we'll see where the game goes next Saturday, and we'll see. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Did you guys tackle to the ground today, or was it more flooding?
Some of it was situational, so probably a quarter of it was tackled to the ground. Others was quick whistles. So Coach Morris, again, I'm totally great with it. We couldn't afford to get anybody else hurt. So some periods we said, let's stay up, keep them off the ground. We call track to the ball, and we were able to keep some guys off the ground by doing that and avoid any more injuries. So, I think that was good for us today to kind of mix it up.
How do you feel like camp's gone for the offense overall?
I think it's gone pretty good, honestly. It's been tough, to be honest with you, in terms of injuries. I know we've had, I don't know the exact number. I feel like it's about 6 guys that we feel like we're going to start. They've all missed some critical time. But hopefully we'll get some of those guys back here soon and get back healthy and be ready to go. But I feel like when we had those guys out there, I felt pretty good about where we were.
Joe, who made big plays today to get some touchdowns, and was Trey Knox able to come back today?
No, Trey wasn't back today. Again, he's another guy that's missed several days. We're still waiting on his kind of what his situation is. It's kind of day by day right now. But we'll see. In terms of big plays, that was the first time I think we've been in the indoor ever. So it's hard to see who made plays and who didn't in that case. It's just a bunch of people, it's kind of hard to see. So I do know John Steven threw a touchdown. I think it was to Blake Hearn. May be wrong on that, but I feel like that's right. we scored a couple other touchdowns. I really couldn't tell you who it was. But again, we limited a lot of guys and tried to get a lot of the young guys a lot of work, and I think that was very beneficial for their development as well.
You settled on Cunningham at right guard right now?
You know, with Colton missing some time, Cunningham's played a little left tackle, but he's also played some right guard. I'm sure, I think you guys probably were out there still when he was in there at right guard. So we've been kind of cross-training him. You know, Colton's slowly coming back off of his injury, and we expect to have him back for the first game. So if that's the case, we really, you know, we're working Myron inside and kind of seeing where he'll be come game time next week.
Joe, when you talk about, you know, changing things with the program, bringing in new blood and stuff, I was looking at last year's starting offensive lineup for the opener versus what y'all are kind of projecting to start, and it looks like you could very well have 11 new starters. You ever seen anything like that before?
I haven't, you know, but I think it just shows where we're going. It shows that we're, you know, making the strides we need to make. Obviously losing Dion, a guy like Dion, and Jordan Jones for the first game at least, you know, that's tough, having those guys out that are older guys in the room. You know, it really, you know, breaks my heart to see Dion go down, because Dion has done everything we've asked him to do since we've been here. Man, he's such a great kid, and I love him to death, I really do. And, you know, it sucks to see him go down and miss his senior year after he's had a great summer of leading the guys, kind of taking charge in that room. Kind of sucks to see that happen. So, but it also, you know, presents other opportunity for other guys to step up. Other freshmen are going to have to step up quickly. And we feel, you know, obviously we recruited well, and we feel like we've hit on a lot of guys, and some of those guys got to play early. You know, like Coach told them at the end of scrimmage, you know, some of you guys got to grow up quick. And this is the SEC, it's not high school, and you guys got to grow up quick. So, you know, it's exciting to get some other guys in there, but obviously, you know, we got to, you know, like you said, you know, hopefully get some guys back, and that won't happen. And hopefully we'll see that happen.
Regardless of who you start, just how much more confident do you feel going into the season with your room this year?
I feel confident. I mean, and here's why. I mean, obviously Ben's been in the system for several years. Nick has come in and learned it very quickly. I've been very impressed with how intelligent he is and how quickly he's picked up our offense. I'm just really, you know, challenging Nick and all those guys really just to, you know, get the finer details of the offense down, this small stuff. You may be out there with a guy like a Monte Spivey at running back, and you might have to tell him what to do, you know, just so I'm challenging those guys to just know every detail of our offense and try to help them when they're out there. John Stephen, again, he's done some really good things. He's really put some pressure on us to really give him a shot. And so, you know, I'm really proud of my room. I think I'm a lot more confident. Obviously, John Stephen, a year or two in the offense, Nick coming in and being smart, you know, learning it quickly, and Ben obviously been in it for so long.
Is Clary starting to emerge as kind of a third-year guy, taking his lumps, starting to do better?
Yeah, he is. We've really challenged Ty to be a leader up front, make the calls, get us going the right way, doing, you know, the little things off the field, challenging guys in the meeting rooms and those kind of things. I think on the field, Ty definitely knows where we're going. He gets us in the right calls, right points, and does the things we're asking him to do. So I definitely think he's making some strides and understanding he's a veteran guy now, and he's going to have to lead that unit up front.
Speaking of Spivey, we haven't heard much about him this fall camp. Do you feel like he's at a place where he could see some time in the opener?
Yeah, you know, he's going to have to. He's dealt with a little bit of a rib deal, nothing serious, but he's trying to play through the pain and do those kind of things. You know, the first scrimmage, it was pretty hot out there, and he got a little, you know, overheated or whatever it was. We only played about 8 to 10 plays, so he's slowly coming along. It's going to take a little time, but hopefully we can get him in and get him some reps and some valuable playing experience.
In terms of turnovers, were there any turnovers today in the scrimmage, and you feel like you guys have been doing a better job taking care of the ball since the last time I talked to you?
Yeah, I mean, we have. There's been days where we haven't. There's been days where we've had 0 turnovers. I think today we may have 1. I think it was a tip ball. You know, so we've done a pretty good job taking care of the ball. Again, we're still harping on that. And it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for our coaches, our offensive coaches, Coach Morris. You know, if we can take care of the ball and not put our defense in a bad spot, You know, those guys are pretty good, you know, so we don't want to put them in a bad spot. And if we continue to take care of the ball like we have, we'll make tremendous strides from last year being almost dead last in the country turning the ball over.
I guess you guys will get in the stadium Saturday for the first time since the grass field got laid. What's your feelings about grass fields and what you're doing Saturday? Kind of what's the value of that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, I'd hope that we've trained our players to play on anything. It doesn't matter what we're playing on. I actually personally like it. I like the grass. I think that's, you know, you grow up playing football on grass. At least in my generation, nowadays everybody has turf fields. So I like it. I think it looks great. We were out there for picture day. It looked good. I think the field's been raised up a little bit, give a little bit more, you know, fans some closer looks at the plays and stuff like that. You know, have close and personal looks at the players and making plays and tackles and all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be fun. It looks good. Can't wait to see it painted up, and we'll see what it looks like on Saturday. But I'm excited about it, honestly. I like playing natural grass.
What do you get out of a beanie bowl? Is beanie bowl a Chad name, or is that just a long time?
You know, I don't know who came up with that. I think it's even before Coach Sweeney at Clemson. I think they were calling it that. And I know, you know, Rick Stockstill was my head coach at Middle Tennessee, and he was a Clemson guy, South Carolina guy, and he actually called it a beanie bowl. So, you know, it's all I've ever known it to be honest with you. I don't know who started that name or what, but you don't get much out of it other than just kind of a dress rehearsal of the game. Everybody knows where they're going. You know, so, you know, you kind of cut out all you know, the stuff that people don't know where they're going, people don't know where to line up, people don't know where to warm up, people don't know where to, you know, sit on the sidelines. It's all those kind of things. We stage a fight in there. You know, so two guys get in a fight, coach calls everybody up, tells them, hey, this happens, you're ejected, you miss a certain amount of time, you miss the next game or whatever. So a lot of it's scripted, a lot of it's just, you know, going through everything, making sure all of our guys understand what we're doing when we go to a game.
Hey, you mentioned Middle Tennessee. I think Blake Anderson was an assistant there your freshman year. Is that right? And I saw you tweeted out some when his wife passed away. Kind of what's your relationship with Blake, and how well did you know his wife, and kind of what, I guess, your feelings about all that?
Yeah, that's a tough question for me, to be honest with you. Coach Anderson recruited me. I would not be here today without him. And you know, it's really sad to see that happen. And Miss Wendy was a great person. I remember her through the recruiting process. I remember, you know, her being around a lot with the team. It's really sad. You know, it's my heart goes out for Coach. And again, I would not be sitting here in front of you today without Blake Anderson giving me a shot to play college football. He found me in, you know, Briarwood Christian, a little small school in South Birmingham, and gave me a shot to play quarterback. And you know, like I said, I owe him a lot, and you know, we've said a lot of prayers. Me and my family have said a lot of prayers for his family, and Coach has really actually taught me a whole lot through this process of his courage, how he's handled this whole situation. You know, and we wish them nothing but the best, and I know Coach will bounce back and go through the grieving process and all that stuff. But it's really sad, and like I said, we're continuing to pray for the Anderson family, and hopefully that, you know, everything will pass. And Miss Wendy fought hard. She fought really, really hard, and we love him. And I love Coach Anderson to death. And you know, he'll be, you know, hopefully he'll bounce back.
Anything else for Coach Craddock?
All right, thanks.